Blueprints is a roguelike puzzle game that is very often compared with Outer Wilds. Now, since that is one of my favorite games of all time, I decided to give it a try. Unfortunately, I was a bit disappointed, and I'll get into details later, but TLDR, it felt like most of my time playing was spent doing the exact same thing over and over and over again. Now, before we start, this game just wasn't meant for me. Some other people with different tastes may see it in a much better light than I did, and I'm in no way saying that my opinion is the right or correct one. In Blueprints, you play as a kid exploring your inherited mansion. The core premise is that you go into this mansion that changes every day. You have to explore it by going through doors, drafting rooms out of 3 choices. Each room has a different property, like loot or puzzles or items, and each room can lead into a certain number of doors. Either it's a dead end, either it has 1 door, 2 doors, or 3 doors. Now, everything you get in this game, all the loot, you cannot carry over with you to the next day. And the objective is pretty simple. Just you're trying to figure out how this mansion works and the story behind it and behind your family who's lived there, piecing together all of this piece by piece. Now, the idea behind the game is unique and, in theory, really fun. But although the game does have some cool concepts and fun mechanics, the way it actually plays just feels redundant and boring, and most of the time very tedious. The game itself is simple. No difficult mechanics, no combat, nothing like that, but it tries to counter that simplicity with its resetting feature, so you will most likely never have 2 of the same mansion blueprints ever. And it does have some extra mechanics as you play along. You have to figure out how and where to use items, or how to find combinations for safes and locked areas. It also allows you to mix and mash some items and stuff like that. And it forces you to think ahead, because of the limited number of steps you have. You cannot just do whatever you want. You have to think ahead. You have to figure out how you want to do your run. Every time I encountered like a new room or a new mechanic that I could use, and could use is the key word here, I had a blast trying to figure it out. But most of the time, that's not going to be the case. You will most likely find rooms that have gated features or areas tied to other rooms in the house, and it's probably going to take you a while to find the correct combination so that you could actually find something new. Which makes it so that most of your runs are going to be the exact same. You either get bad rooms and get locked into a corner, or you find something new that you can't use due to its dependency on another thing. Although I appreciate having things gated and having to tie things together to get to the conclusion, I don't want a simple game. That feels very slow in Blueprints. Can average about 35 minutes of gameplay to uncover something new, and if these 35 minutes were genuinely fun, I wouldn't mind, but they're really not. The game doesn't have anything that could make it fun apart from uncovering new things. It feels empty and really heavily padded, like it's using its roguelite property only to increase playtime, not to actually add to the uniqueness and overall fun of the game. In games like Hades or Outer Wilds, it works perfectly. For example, you have fun killing everyone in Hades. Progression is so much faster and fuller. You can interact with people after you die. You don't just dive back in. You can get permanent upgrades, abilities, weapons, etc. that could help you on your journey, making it much more exciting. And it makes you want to play more, even if it's the same gameplay, feels different. Outer Wilds, on the other hand, doesn't have combat. It's purely exploration. It's purely trying to figure out the stuff, and it's the other part of this game. But the world is so full. Everywhere you go, no matter the time, you have something to do. You can uncover new things that you've never seen before. You never feel like you've wasted 20 minutes just going around doing the exact same stuff if you don't want to. Except at the very end, when you're near completing the game, you have to do some specific stuff that may feel repetitive, but for the rest, it just feels fun. This game fails to deliver on both of these mechanics. The world is empty most of the time. Even at the very start of the game, you're just mostly repeating things, and there's no real feeling for progression, as you can't control what you can carry over or improve or change. Everything you improve is random. The things you can carry over, you have to find a specific room that allows you to do that, and you can only carry over one thing. And it makes its daily resetting mechanic just purely repetitive, and instead of being exciting or fun. I have yet to finish the game, but I'm getting more turned off by the second, which makes me really sad to admit, because I had really high hopes for the game. I was really excited when I first heard about it, because the idea it feels fun. And if you enjoy this style of gameplay where you might be redoing things and not really getting anything new for a little while, you will probably like Blueprints, because behind that wall of repetition, the game delivers on its intriguing puzzles that are harder and harder every time you repeat the run. The story behind it, even though I didn't get around to completing, I can tell is very intricate. I can tell it's very fun to connect the dots. But if you're like me, unfortunately brain rotted by TikTok and Instagram, having zero patience and zero attention span, this game just isn't for you. Thank you, good night.